Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into Joseph Jebelli's The Brain at Rest, and we're going to get into the powerful science behind a really cool idea, that your brain's best moments often happen when you finally stop trying so darn hard.
So let's kick things off with a feeling that, let's be honest, a lot of us can probably relate to. The author, Joseph Jebelli, puts it perfectly. It's that crazy disconnect, right? Where on the outside you look like you're crushing it, but on the inside you're just completely falling apart. It's the hidden cost of our nonstop work culture.
And this goes way beyond just feeling a little burnt out. We're talking about a full-blown public health crisis. This number, 20,000, is what experts estimate is the number of people who die every single year in Japan from what they call Karoshi, which literally means death by overwork. It's a shocking reminder that pushing ourselves past our limits can have the ultimate consequence.
So how on earth do we get to that point? Well, we're living in what you could call a cult of overwork. We've somehow decided that being busy is a badge of honor and that resting is for the lazy. But that way of thinking, it comes with a massive psychological price tag.
You see, burnout isn't something that happens overnight. It's more like a slow creep. It usually starts really small with just this nagging feeling of dissatisfaction. But then that snowballs into serious stress and exhaustion. That's when cynicism starts to set in. You just stop caring about your work. From there, you can get to dehumanization, where you feel totally disconnected from everyone, until you finally hit rock bottom with paralyzing anxiety and depression.
Okay, but what if the answer isn't just to push through it? What if the solution is actually to understand how our own brains are wired to work? Let's get into the two main ways our brain operates. There's a work mode and there's a rest mode.
You know, this isn't some brand new idea. For more than a century, scientists have been picking up on these clues that the brain is never really off. It goes way back, like to the mathematician Henri Poincaré, who realized his biggest breakthroughs came to him out of nowhere, but only when he was on a break. Then, technology like the EEG showed us, yep, the brain is always buzzing, even when we're just sitting there doing nothing.
And all this research points to one huge idea. Our brain has these two key networks. First, you've got the executive network. Think of this as your get stuff done mode. It's what you use when you're focusing, making decisions, and solving problems. But the second you stop focusing, another network lights up, the default network. This is your rest mode, and it's in charge of mind-wandering, creativity, and even building your sense of who you are.
So, this is the crucial question. For decades, when scientists saw the default network light up on brain scans, they literally thought it was just background noise. Something to filter out to get to the real brain activity. But now we know that noise isn't noise at all. It's actually where some of the brain's most important work gets done.
And this is where it gets really, really cool. This shows us the incredible, science-backed power of just doing nothing, of letting your mind wander. When we step away from a problem, we're not quitting. We're actually switching on a different, but just as powerful system in our brain. Think about it. That thing we used to get told off for in school, daydreaming, is actually a critical process run by our default network. The research is clear. Letting your mind wander can do amazing things, like boost your creativity, help you understand other people better, process your emotions, and even help you plan for the future. It's like a superpower we all have.
And hey, this isn't just some fluffy mental thing. It has real, measurable physical effects. Just look at this data on what's called forest bathing. Spending just 3 days out in a forest has been shown to boost our natural killer cells. These are the cells that fight cancer by a mind-blowing 40%.
Now, what's really wild is that this effect is so powerful, you don't even have to literally be in nature to benefit. There was this famous study that found that patients recovering from surgery who had a hospital room with a view of some trees recovered faster and needed fewer painkillers than the patients who were just staring at a brick wall. Amazing, right?
Okay, so the science is fascinating. But how do we actually apply this stuff to our own crazy, overworked lives? The goal isn't necessarily to work less, but to rest smarter. So let's get into a practical toolkit for how to do exactly that.
First up, the big one, sleep. And let me be clear, sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological, non-negotiable. It's how your brain consolidates memories, your body repairs itself, and you keep your emotions in check. And little habits, like maybe skipping that glass of wine before bed or having a lighter dinner, can make a world of difference.
And if you still have that little voice in your head saying, rest is for the weak, just take a look at how the absolute best in the world operate. Tennis superstar Roger Federer shoots for 11 to 12 hours of sleep a day.
Mariah Carey, to protect that legendary voice, gets 15 hours. They don't see rest as downtime. They see it as a critical part of being a top performer.
We can also try out the Dutch art of Niksen. And yeah, it literally translates to the art of doing nothing. It's about purposefully carving out moments where you have no goal whatsoever except to just be. Stare out a window, sit on a bench. The whole point is to let that default network of yours fire up and work its magic.
And finally, something that's so important. We have to reclaim play. Yeah, actual play. Researcher Stuart Brown has identified 8 different play personalities. Maybe you're a creator who loves gardening, or a competitor who lives for game night, or a joker who just loves to laugh. Figuring out what brings you joy and then actually doing it, that's the key to truly restorative rest.
Okay, but what about during the actual workday? I mean, you can't just drop everything to go play, right? Well, you can build rest right into your work schedule. The Pomodoro technique is such a simple but brilliant way to do this. Work in super focused 25-minute sprints, and then, this is the important part, take a short break. It keeps your work mode sharp and gives your rest mode a chance to recharge.
So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. We have to completely reframe how we think about rest. It is not the opposite of work. It's not laziness. It's not a waste of time. Rest is work's essential partner. It's a critical, productive brain function that makes all of our hard work possible in the first place.
And that really leaves all of us with a challenge. If we want to get back our health, our creativity, our sanity, we have to make space for rest. And making space means setting boundaries. It means saying no. So I'll leave you with this question. What is one thing you will say no to this week to give your brain the space it's crying out for?